Welcome to the program, Congressman. Hate seems to be the main thing on the stage during the last week for the Democrats, hasn't it?
It certainly has, Grant, and thanks for having me on tonight, and please just call me Guy. But you're absolutely right in your monologue. The Democrats are not talking about any platform ideas. They're really just showing animosity to Trump. And I always tell people, when you see the Democrats showing animosity and hatred and vitriol to President Trump, Trump is just in the way. He's just between us and them. That's actually directed at everyday Americans. If you go to Walmart, if you eat at Cracker Barrel, if you live in what they perceive as flyover country, they don't like you. And what you see on that stage is a lot of vitriol being spewed at everyday Americans, but they're doing it for a reason, Grant. They know that they cannot have a platform out in the public because the American people are not as far left as they are. They're not as liberal. This Democrat Party is not the party of JFK. It's not your grandfather's Democrat Party. This is a social justice Democrat Party. They want to defund, dismantle, and destroy our way of life.
You know, what's interesting to me, too, Congressman, Guy, is the fact that they're now having former presidents like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama coming out and absolutely taking the fight to the president. This is really not something we've seen in history before. I want you to watch these two sound bites, and I'll get your reaction on the back end.
We should expect that regardless of ego, ambition, or political beliefs, the president will preserve, protect, and defend the freedoms and ideals that so many Americans marched for, went to jail for.
Donald Trump says we're leading the world. Well, we are the only major industrial economy to have its unemployment rate tripled.
I did hope, for the sake of our country, that Donald Trump might show some interest in taking the job seriously.
All of that is an outrage from a guy who didn't take the job seriously at all and actively worked to harm America, returning terrorists to the battlefield, crushing our economy. Guy, and Clinton, I'd much rather see him standing side by side with George W. Bush than this bullcorn.
Well, the past presidents should take a lesson from George W. Bush and the Bush family, and that is when you are no longer in office, you do not take cheap shots on the current president. It's for the sanctity of our political system, and it's to bring our country together. Clearly, President Obama didn't get this, but you notice that President Obama didn't talk about his scandals. The IRS scandal where he targeted conservatives, Fast and Furious, the fact that he gave Iran $1.5 billion, and Iran turned around and funded terrorist organizations all over the Middle East, disrupting the region. And you certainly didn't hear President Obama talk about how he weaponized and politicized the FBI to spy on a presidential campaign and then try to entrap Michael Flynn and disrupt the transition of power between his administration and President Trump's administration. So I'm disgusted by the remarks, but given President Obama's atrocious track record, especially on the slow economic growth, the slowest economic growth since World War II that we've had in a country, I'm not surprised that he's attacking President Trump. And again, the agenda is what is being hidden. It's what they're not saying. They're not talking about China. They're not talking about the chaos and the violence in our streets. They're not talking about the Green New Deal. They're attacking to distract the American people from just how left this party has moved.
Yeah, and I hope the people out there take notice. I love having you on the program to spell all of this stuff out. Notice MSNBC, CNN, and the likes of the other networks don't want to talk about this stuff. It's not just the politicians not talking about it. It's the other networks not talking about it. Now, something else I'll be very curious to see if they talk about. The president is in Pennsylvania, and he's taken the pitch to the people of Pennsylvania, your home state. It's also Joe Biden's home state. On the night that Joe Biden is accepting his nomination to be president of the United States on behalf of the Democrats, this is really taking the fight to Joe Biden's doorstep, your home.
President Trump is a fighter, and I'd expect nothing less than President Trump to hold an event in Scranton. And, you know, Pennsylvania, it might be Joe Biden's home state, but it's going to be home to another 20 electoral votes for President Trump come this fall. And Grant, here's why. If Joe Biden wants to say, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to say that they want to ban fracking, good luck winning Pennsylvania. We have over 600,000 jobs that are tied to the oil and gas industry. And we get cheap, abundant natural gas. We get lower energy bills because of this industry. And not just, this isn't just about Pennsylvania. It's also about the fact that because of the Pennsylvania fracker, we are able to control our destiny on the foreign stage. We can send liquefied natural gas from the port in Philadelphia to Gdansk, Poland, and put Putin on his heels. But if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to ban fracking, they'll lose Pennsylvania and they'll lose a lot of our standing on the international stage as well.
Yeah, you better believe it. Congressman Guy Reschenthaler, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you so much, and good luck to the folks out there in Pennsylvania. Have a great event with President Trump. We'll see you soon.